It is 2023. It is time to make some changes and hopefully be able to better help you guys when selecting gear for your own backpacking trips, instead of just purely being the stupid ultralight fastpacker guy. Alright, hey. So a lot of this new gear is stuff that I think is going to be better for the majority of people, instead of just how do I want to go about hiking these trails. So here we are. We have a bunch of new gear. There's still a couple things I haven't gotten yet, but we'll get into that. So number one, I'm going to be trying out a sun hoodie. I'm wearing it right now. This is the Outdoor Research, I think Echo 2. It's got long sleeves. It's got little thumb holes to protect more of my hand from the sun. Yeah, so the hood I think is going to be great to protect my ears, my neck, and a little bit more of my face. That's really a positive thing. Now the big question about this for me is this material too light? Is it going to get caught on the first branch I see, and is it just going to tear? I do wonder about that. Is it going to hold up to even just one through hike? So a sun hoodie. It's going to help protect my upper body a lot better. This is the Outdoor Research Echo sun hoodie. Along that same line of thought, this is a Sunday afternoon's vapor light bucket hat. Now, I do have some other bucket hats, but I think this one is so far the winner for me because it has this nice strap here. So, with the brim, you're going to get caught in some wind, and that strap is going to keep it on your head. The fabric of this is nice and light and airy and breathable, and it feels good to wear. So I do like that, whereas some bucket hats are a little bit thicker and going to, overheat the top of your head, which is no good. Yeah, the Sunday afternoon's bucket hat. So that is two things I'm doing for sun protection. We're going to look at one more thing here quick. I have some umbrellas. These are two umbrellas. Let's kind of lower this one. The big thing about these two, well, there's a couple big things, but one is going to be the diameter of the umbrella itself. So this one, in a lot of sun, you're going to be able to angle it a lot better against the sun to protect more of your body. Whereas this little umbrella, has a much smaller diameter, so you're just not going to be able to protect nearly as much of yourself. Obviously, the other big difference is one has a silver reflective chrome outer shell, and the other does not. So this is something I used this year on the PCT, but promptly at right around mile 400 in a hotel, I forgot them, I left them, and I was very sad about it. So these are Ombra's sunglasses. The big claim to fame here is that they do not have arms. It is just this cord. You take that cord, it's got a little cinch strap in the back, and you kind of just cinch it up against your face, and it's surprising how well it works. I think it's cool that you can just loosen that strap, and now it's around your neck nice and easy. You don't have to have an extra dongle for that. I'm very excited to try them again this year, and I swear if I lose them again or break them, I'm not going to buy another pair. These little sunglasses cost like $120 or more. I don't remember the exact price. Whereas you can go to a gas station or a hardware store and get some UV protected sunglasses for like $10. Let's talk about some shoes. This isn't necessarily something that I think everyone should be wearing, or even I should be wearing. I don't know. I got these in 2018, and I joke that this is my annual attempt to make hiking sandals work. So I've been wearing these so far every day for the past 3 to 4 months, and I'm going to be taking them on some longer hikes, and we're going to see how that goes. Do these sandals provide enough protection even though your foot is totally exposed? Is the freedom of wearing sandals where you don't have to put on socks in the morning, where you can just go through stream crossings and wet and muddy sections and not have to even consider about your shoes drying out, is that worth it? Or am I just going to wind up hurting myself wearing something like this while on a long distance hike? I don't know, but we're going to find out. So the Bedrock sandals. Now, also, I wanted to try these so bad last year on the PCT, but in the end, I kind of decided that the PCT was too important of a hike to be trying out new shoes, because your feet are important, but this year is the year. So these are Zero shoes. Again, you've heard me talk about them a little bit. When I put these on for the first time, and still when I put them on today, I swear I've never put on a more comfortable shoe. They have a very wide toe box, and they just seem to fit me in all the right ways. But there's two things about these that I wonder. One, are they durable? Are they actually going to hold up? Or are they going to be ruined after like 200 miles? You know, think about many shoes will last as many as 700 miles. So that's a big question, the durability. And then also the other big thing, are these too minimal, too barefoot? Are they going to provide enough protection through the cushion, through the sole? Or am I going to get hurt wearing something like this? Because when you put these on and you're walking along, you really feel everything. So some Zero shoes, these are the Mesa Trails. Continuing on, this is something that I was going to buy myself, and I just mentioned it, I think, to my mom or my dad, and my dad's a runner, and he just happened to have one laying around that he was not using. This is a smartwatch. He wound up giving it to me for, I think, my birthday or Christmas. The Coros Pace 2 comes in very cheap compared to many, many, many smartwatches out there. And I'm very, very excited to use it for hiking this year. I've already been using it a bunch, and I'm very stoked on the amount of data that it can provide me, and the way I think it's going to improve my hiking. You know, by seeing my heart rate, by knowing how much I slept the last night, by seeing how many calories I'm burning, by seeing my cadence and my stride length, you know, that's all going to help me improve as a hiker. You know, to be able to look at that and to ask myself, well, how can I do that better? This year, I'm going to try cooking, stoves and pots. So I have two stoves here. This is the ever popular, ever extremely cheap BRS stove. I worry about dealing with compressed gas and flame and something this cheap. So it is popular. Many people use them, but I think in the end, I'm going to wind up using something a little bit more robust. So instead of the BRS stove, I have here a Snow Peak stove. I forget the name of it, but again, link in the description. So slightly heavier, slightly larger, but by a brand that I really trust, and, you know, it feels more trustworthy to be dealing with compressed gas and flame. And we're going to see which one of those kind of comes out on top. Battle of the stoves, we'll see. And I also have two pots. This one here was actually given to me by an Arizona trail hiker. I forget your name, but I remember your face, who was trying to shed some weight. So here I have it. Thank you so much. I am not going to be using this alone. I'm going to be trying to use this as a two-person pot, where we are both going to share food from this one pot and see how that goes. Now, I also have a smaller one, a ultralight one, a one-person pot. But it's got this cute little top to it, and it fits a small fuel canister in it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. But this year, I'm going to try cooking on all my hikes, either by myself with this pot or with someone else with this pot. I have some larger items here, but let's look at my backpack. I'm using a new backpack this year. Again, recently in a video I mentioned that the backpack I used on the PCT, I wished it were just a little bit larger. I'm bumping up to the Palante Desert Pack. It is slightly larger in volume, I want to say like 40 to 45 liters of internal space, and with this pack, I basically think it's just going to provide more flexibility. So we're bumping up in sizes of backpacks. This is something I used in the past, but I want to give it another try. This is a fanny pack. In the end, I just like having a lot of pockets. I like having all of my gear and my food accessible to me throughout the day without having to dig through my pack. So I'm going to give a fanny pack another try, and we're going to see how that goes. Now, we're also going to be doing a War of the Fleeces. I have 3 fleeces here, and I'm actually going to be getting a 4th soon once it is released. The tried and true, the fleece that I've been using since 2019 on pretty much every thru hike. This is the KUIU Peloton 97. We have the Palante fleece. The Palante fleece is definitely of a technical variety. Oh man, camera battery died. Okay, the 3rd fleece I have so far. Thank you so much. I can't remember your name off the top of my head right now, but one of you sent me a Melanzana fleece hoodie. I've never worn one before, never tried one before, and this is going to be the year to try one. I think in the end, all these fleeces are going to have their own place in the world of backpacking and the world of life. And we're just going to try and figure that out where they all fit in best. So that's 3 fleeces there, and hopefully another 4th fleece coming in the mail at some point this year. Now we have a couple more things here. This year I'm going to be trying out a trekking pole. I don't think I'm going to be using 2, but I want to try a trekking pole this year to see if at least one, I know it's not 2, but if one is going to help me on those long days, you know, at the end of the day when I'm really slogging, if this will keep me moving. I want to see if it will help me up long climbs, or when I'm carrying a very large amount of food and my pack's super heavy. Is this going to alleviate that pain, that pressure? So those are reasons why I want to try the trekking pole, but also I'm trying the trekking pole, and specifically this trekking pole, because I'm trying out a new tent. For the past, since 2015, I've been using a tarp as my primary shelter. And I've used a tarp on every thru hike I've been on, except one, I think. Campsite selection is huge with tarps, whereas with a tent, I believe it's going to be easier to use because it's fully protected from bugs. I'm not going to have to worry about that as much. And it's fully enclosed. Even though it is just a single wall tent, it's fully enclosed. So I'm not going to have to worry about finding as much natural shelter as often. But hey, here we have a Z-Pax Altiplex. It is a tent made for tall people. Very, very exciting to me to be trying out and to be making such a big change. You know, because I have been using a tarp for so many years. 8 years of using a tarp. The last thing I got here is the biggest change of all, and we're going to look at what I used in the past first. There's very, 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 very few people that want to use something like this. You know, you have to be very careful where you're going to set up, because like where I am now, this is all rocks. It's all rocks right here. I would not be able to sleep here with this thin pad because of these rocks. Anyway, so this pad requires a lot of thought and consideration, again with campsite selection, because it doesn't provide much warmth and it doesn't provide much comfort. So I always have to be looking for that soft sand, that soft grass, that bed of leaves. You know, I can't just set up wherever I want. So, welcome to the Thermarest Neo Air. This is something that most people would want to use on a thru hike. This is an inflatable pad. It's full length from toe to head, whereas this other pad I was using is just torso length. You know, so this is going to provide a lot more comfort because, you know, I'm sleeping on an air mattress. It's going to provide a lot more warmth when it's cold. And again, so long as none of these rocks are going to poke holes in it, I can set it up in a lot more places that otherwise I wouldn't be able to use that. Is this going to be something that pops within my first few hundred miles of use? I don't know. When it does inevitably eventually pop, will it? I'm not sure. But when it does, is it going to be a hassle to fix? I hope to find out so I can let you know. I have a lot of questions about this, and I have some concerns about durability with this, but we're going to find out throughout this year. But just like the tent, I feel like this is a huge, huge change. I've been doing the super ultralight thing for so long, and it's been great, and I'm going to continue doing that. With all this extra gear, my base weight is still under 10 pounds with a camera. You don't have to just hike like me, you know, how I have been doing it for the past 8 years. There's all this other cool stuff out there that may suit your style as well. hopefully this is going to be helpful for you guys in the future to see how it works for me and to see what I think about this kind of stuff. So I'm excited for the changes, and I hope you are as well. If you like this video, give me a little thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. So I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.